All right, so you wanted to take a deep dive into Cat's Eye, huh?
Yeah, great pick.
It's a Stephen King classic from 1985 based on 3 of his short stories.
And as any King fan knows, you know we're in for some seriously weird, creepy stuff.
Definitely unforgettable stuff.
What's so cool about Cat's Eye is, well, it's like getting 3 Stephen King movies for the price of one.
Oh, totally.
We've got addiction, we've got guilt, we've got the supernatural, and tying it all together, this mysterious, wandering cat.
The cat is definitely a big part of it.
Oh, absolutely. King loves using animals in his stories, and it's especially effective here. You know, it adds this extra layer of creepiness.
Yeah, for sure. So should we start with Quitters, Inc.?
Let's do it.
If you haven't seen it, imagine like a smoking cessation program, but like completely insane.
Totally off the rails.
And you requested this deep dive to get into the really dark side of King.
Oh, this story definitely delivers on that.
No kidding.
Poor Dick, the main character, desperate to quit smoking.
Yeah.
And this program, it promises results, but the methods are brutal. I mean, we're talking psychological torture.
It's crazy how King manages to mix humor into such a dark story.
Right, like Vinnie Donati, the counselor, he's hilarious in this, like, twisted way.
Oh, totally. Remember when he's crushing those cigarettes with that crazy grin?
So over the top.
But at the same time, it's genuinely scary, you know?
Exactly. It starts out almost comical, but then, man, the punishments, they escalate so quickly.
Yeah.
Electric shocks, threats to his family. I mean, King really knows how to build that tension.
Remember that scene where Dick finds a cigarette in his glove compartment? He's practically hiding from imaginary eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I swear I could feel that paranoia. It was me,
And then there's that cat.
trapped in the little white room.
Each puff of smoke Dick takes shocks the cat, too.
Ugh. It's rough.
It's powerful, though. Like, King makes you feel the weight of Dick's addiction and the harm it could do to everyone around him.
Yeah, that visual with the cat is,
Yeah,
it's hard to shake.
for sure. But let's talk about that ending, though. The twist with his friend and the missing finger. I mean, did his friend actually recommend Quitters, Inc., knowing what was going to happen?
It's so ambiguous.
Right. King doesn't give us easy answers,
Never does.
which I think is part of what makes his work so, so good.
Absolutely.
So was the friend getting revenge, or was he also, like, a victim of Quitters, Inc.? It really makes you think about their relationship
For sure.
and the true cost of addiction, too.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for the ledge?
Oh, yeah. Bring it on. The ledge is a whole different kind of suspense.
Sure.
We're talking high stakes, cat and mouse, but on a skyscraper ledge, hundreds of feet in the air.
Oh, man, this story shows King's talent for using setting to create this, like, feeling of dread.
Oh, totally?
I mean, that narrow ledge, the city sprawling out below, just thinking about it makes my palms sweat.
And then think about what Johnny Norris is going
Oh,
through.
yeah.
This guy is forced to walk around the whole building on that ledge, or his wife dies.
Ugh, that's awful.
Talk about a no-win situation.
And Kressner, the bad guy, I mean, pure evil.
The worst.
The way he just taunts Norris from his penthouse window, and using that horn to mess with him, just cruel.
Kressner's like King's representation of everything he hates about the wealthy elite. You know,
Totally.
arrogant, manipulative, no empathy.
Like, zero.
It's interesting how King uses horror to explore social issues, like class, right?
Oh, he definitely does. But here's the thing. Norris isn't just, like, a helpless victim.
Right, he's got some fight in him.
Totally. He's resourceful, he's determined, he's pushing himself beyond his limits to survive.
I mean, he's not just walking that ledge. He's fighting for his life, his freedom, his wife's safety.
And remember that cat?
Yeah.
It's almost like a guardian angel, showing up at just the right time.
Like when it trips up Kressner's goon, giving Norris a chance to grab the gun?
Oh, yeah. That element of chance, of fate, is so classic King, too.
Absolutely. And we can't forget that ending.
Oh, man.
Kressner thinks he's won. And then, bam, his wife's head rolls out of the bag.
Brutal.
Shocking.
But also kind of satisfying.
I know, right?
King definitely doesn't shy away from the messed up stuff.
Nope.
Hmm?
And the fact that Kressner falls because of the pigeons, the same birds he used to taunt Norris with.
Oh, the irony.
Classic King.
It shows that even the tiniest details can have huge consequences in King's world.
Totally. And it's a reminder that sometimes karma can be a real, well, you know.
It definitely can. And that cat, just watching it all unfold from the street below.
It's like this silent observer.
Right. Like a symbol of that constant cycle of life and death. Which, speaking of, brings us to the final story, the general.
Okay, so If the ledge was about, like, facing physical fears, the general takes us into, like, childhood anxieties,
Right.
the kind of story that gets under your skin.
Oh, totally.
You mentioned wanting to explore the more fantastical side of King's work,
Yes.
and this one definitely fits.
It does. It's almost like, a dark fairy tale. We have Amanda, this young girl, her cat, General, and then this, like, terrifying monster, this troll lurking in her house.
And let's be honest, that troll is nightmare fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Small, but so menacing.
Yeah.
That scene where it tries to steal Amanda's breath, pure nightmare material.
It really is. King's tapping into a primal fear there, like
Yeah.
the fear of something hiding in the dark waiting to get you that every kid has.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's even creepier because it comes out of the baseboard.
Right.
Like something so ordinary becomes terrifying.
I know. It's like danger can lurk anywhere, even in, like, the safest places.
Exactly. And the way King describes it with the sharp claws, the glowing eyes, oh, so vivid.
Don't you think the troll also symbolizes, like, those anxieties we face as kids that adults just dismiss?
Totally.
Amanda's parents, they brush off her fears at first,
Mm.
but she knows something's wrong.
She does. It highlights the importance of trusting your gut,
Yeah,
and listening to kids even when their fears seem irrational.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And in this case, Amanda's intuition saves her life.
It does.
She relies on General,
Yeah.
her protector,
Right.
and ultimately their bond is what defeats the troll.
Yeah. The cat is such a powerful symbol in this story.
But yeah,
General, he's not just a pet, he's a guardian.
yeah.
Like a warrior against the darkness.
I love that. And you got to admit, that scene on the record player is kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Watching that troll get flung around at 78 RPM.
It's great. But it also shows General's, intelligence.
Right.
And determination. He's not just watching, he's fighting to protect Amanda.
Yeah.
He's actively participating.
And that ending, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
When Amanda's parents finally believe her,
Yeah.
see the evidence of the troll, it's like
Mm.
validation.
Total validation.
And a reminder that sometimes the most vulnerable have the greatest strength.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of belief
Ah.
and that unwavering love between, a child and their pet.
So we've explored 3 really different stories, each with its own blend of horror, suspense, humor. What are your overall thoughts on Cat's Eye, like as a film? Do you think it's aged well?
I think it has. Cat's Eye, it's a great example of King's versatility. It's
Yeah.
entertaining, thought-provoking, and you see his signature style throughout.
Yeah.
And the format, the anthology format, it really works. It gives us these, like, bite-sized pieces of terror, but they leave a lasting impression.
They do, and the acting's pretty solid throughout. It's always fun to see Drew Barrymore in these early roles,
Right?
especially knowing what a scream queen she'd become.
Yeah, it's like a little Easter egg for horror fans.
Definitely.
And of course, the cat. Well, it's the real star,
The cat is definitely the through line.
Yeah, and a symbol of resilience,
Mm.
mystery.
And connecting these seemingly, like, unrelated stories.
Exactly. And what I find really interesting is how King uses Cat's Eye to, to explore these universal themes. Fear, guilt, the battle between good and evil.
Yeah,
These themes, they resonate with everyone, regardless of when you watch it.
absolutely. He takes these ordinary fears and makes them, like, mythic.
Yeah,
And the film captures that unsettling atmosphere so well.
it does. And that's what makes King's work so great. It's entertaining, but there's always like a deeper layer to think about.
Always.
And that ending with the cat just continuing on its journey,
Yeah.
it leaves you with this sense of unease and wonder.
It really makes you think about, like, what other crazy stuff that cat has seen.
Right.
Oh, speaking of, you mentioned the director, Louis Teague.
Yeah.
He has some thoughts about him.
Yeah, he also directed Cujo, another
Yeah.
King adaptation.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it's interesting, both films deal with animals, but in very different ways.
Totally different.
But there is that shared sense of unease, the idea that something harmless can turn terrifying.
Cujo is definitely, like, full-on animal horror, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it does make you appreciate Teague's range as a director. I mean, he can do psychological terror,
Yeah,
but also those, like, in-your-face scares.
absolutely. And he gets King, He doesn't shy away from the darkness.
Yeah.
He knows how to build suspense, create that creepy atmosphere, and then hit you with those shocking moments that just stick with you.
He really does get under your skin. So, thinking about Cat's Eye as a whole, what do you think King is trying to say about fear itself?
That's a good question. I think he's showing us that fear is powerful, Like, it can control you if you let it.
Oh, for sure.
And each story in Cat's Eye, it explores a different kind of fear.
Right.
The fear of addiction, fear of heights, fear of the unknown.
And each time, the characters have to confront their fear to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
King's saying, like, facing your fears head on is the only way to overcome them, no matter how scary they seem.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
And it's universal, you know? Everyone's got fears, but it's what you do about them that matters.
That's what makes Cat's Eye so good, I think.
Yeah. It's not just like cheap thrills. It's about us, you know? About good and evil.
Totally. Well, we've covered a lot. The terrifying Quitters Inc., that crazy ledge walk, and the nightmare troll. Cat's Eye is a trip, that's for sure. So, last question. What's the one thing you hope listeners take away from this deep dive?
I hope they see how good King is at blending horror and humor and even social commentary into these stories that just grab you.
They definitely grab you.
Cat's Eye reminds us that everyone feels fear, but everyone's capable of courage, too. And sometimes it's the smallest things, like a stray cat, that can change your whole life.
I love that. Perfect way to wrap up our look at Cat's Eye. And for all you listeners out there, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of film. We'll see you next time.